Hi guys, welcome to the Aftermath Live. We are live. Yes, this is youtube.com/Adam McKola. We are reacting to Manchester United 2, Leicester City 0. This is the post-match analysis, highlights and review show. And I'll also be giving you my player ratings as well as revealing my man of the match. Now, if you've already watched my live review after the game, then you'll probably already know my man of the match. But if you don't know who my man of the match is, then you will find out who that was today as we go through the player ratings. And remember, this is your show. It may be youtube.com/Adam McKola. It may be the Aftermath Live, but this is for you guys to get involved as well. So I want your comments coming in throughout the show. Keep them rolling, keep them coming in. And thank you for joining us here on youtube.com/Adam McKola. Right now though, before we get stuck into the Aftermath Live, I'm going to dive into your comments and get into your comments. So, who's in the house? We got Jesse, Hitman, Geed Ruckus. We've got Mahid, Ronan, Mandy, Your Worst Nightmare, Bernard, Ryan, Mustafa, Ronak. So many more in here at this moment in time. And I'm glad you can hear me now as well. I had a little boo-boo yet again, but we are back. We are live and we are rolling now. So no worries about that. How are you guys feeling? It's Bank Holiday Monday here in the UK. Anyway, I don't know if it is where you are, whether you've been working or at school, college or whatever, but it's Bank Holiday Monday here. The weather has been glorious. I've been doing absolutely nothing all day long. I have been doing a little bit of work and of course I had a little nap as well because my sleep is still all over the place from that Mayweather McGregor stuff. But we are back at it now, and Edwin's saying get Adam to 40k right now. And as you can see, we are 82 subscribers away from that 40k. So get hitting that subscribe button. If you're not already subscribed to my channel, you can get... Oh, whoa, what's going on here? Right, now we've got that up and running. Yeah, so United beat Leicester City 2-0 at the weekend, as you already know. Goals from Marcus Rashford, goals from Marouane Fellaini. And it was funny because in the live preview, once the team had come through, I said, I bet you any money now, Martial doesn't score and Marcus Rashford comes off the bench to score. And Marcus Rashford did just that. So we'll be talking about the topic of Rashford or Martial. That has become a big topic because obviously Martial scored when his come off the bench. Rashford has scored when his come off the bench. Is it a problem? Do we need both of them playing at the same time? Do you think they should both be battling it out for the left-hand side? What are your thoughts about that? We'll also be talking about the performance of the back four as well. Looking at Bailly and Jones in particular. Now, there was reports that Jones was pulled out of international duty this week, but I'm hoping that's more to give him a little bit of a rest, and it's a little bit of a trick by Jose Mourinho, because Phil Jones's form has been absolutely fantastic in that centre-half position alongside Eric Bailly. Now, we know Eric Bailly is going to miss the first Champions League group game. So, of course, you know, we'll see a change to the centre-half partnership then. But when you look at Bailly and Jones in the Premier League, if Phil Jones can stay fit, which has been his problem during his Manchester United career, then I have a big confidence that Jose Mourinho can rescue the potential that he had, because his form has never been a problem. He's always played well for Manchester United. What has been a problem for him has been keeping him fit. And when Phil Jones is fit, he plays well. Now, I know he had that spell when he played for the 23s and he was poor and all that stuff as well. But generally speaking, Phil Jones is a talented defender. It's just been the injuries that have caused him issues. So can we rely on Phil Jones? I'm not too sure. But it'd be interesting to see what will happen with that. Gracie says Phil Jones was man of the match. I'd love to see both, says Lee. Rooney's right. Testicle is back in the comments as well. He is back. He is still with us. We're close to 100 likes, so get hitting that like button and help us get to that like. 79 left. You are right, guys. 79 left to 40k. Mata was the best of the starting attackers, says Jack Wall. Adam, do you think we'll get a player before the window closes, says Asil? Look, I've seen this news about Alexis Sanchez and all that, apparently handing in a transfer request. Whether it's true or not, I don't know. But what I do know is I would love Manchester United to at least make a bid for him if that was the case. Now, I get the feeling he's going to Manchester City. He's going to be reunited with Pep Guardiola. But I'd love United to sign him, man. Not only is he a quality player, but I'd just love to help add some more misery onto what's happening at Arsenal at the minute. They've lost 2 out of their 3 games in the Premier League so far. Lost 4-0 comfortably against Liverpool. It could have been 5, 6, 7. And their team was just shambolic at the weekend. And when you look at Oxlade-Chamberlain going to Chelsea, when you look at Mustafi potentially leaving as well, and now you look at Alexis Sanchez wanting to throw in his transfer request, whether they sign a player or 2 or not, before the end of the transfer window, their squad is looking absolutely shambolic. And with Europa League football added to the mix as well, they are going to be well and truly fucked. So I'm absolutely loving what's going on there at the moment. And of course, if Sanchez was available, I'd be disappointed if United didn't at least make an attempt to sign him. But having said that, I don't think we will sign him. So let's just chill out on that one, hey. I feel bad for Troop, says Guidra, because I watched his fan cam. He's the only one I watch, though, from Arsenal Fan TV, because he's the only one I actually like, and I think he actually speaks sense every single time as well. And yesterday, a lot of people would have expected him to overreact and start ranting and raving, and he said it pretty much how it was, so fair play to him. Manchester is red, said Fergie rejected Sanchez. Fergie doesn't have anything to do with us at this moment in time, of course. What decisions Fergie made doesn't matter now because he's not our manager. Arsenal denies Sanchez requests, says Jay O'Connell. Do you mean they denied the request has been handed in, or they've rejected the transfer request? What do you mean by that? Can you let us know, mate? They're not even using Lacazette, says Ronnie. Alright, this isn't the Arsenal show, so let's get out of that, eh? Let's get back to Manchester United stuff. So we're talking Martial and Rashford. We're talking Bailly and Jones. We're talking Manchester United against Leicester City. I'll be going through my player ratings as well. And we'll be doing all that here on Adam McKola TV today. And hopefully we'll be getting closer to the 40k mark as well. Now, the best thing for me about Manchester United's victory over Leicester City at the weekend was after we had missed that penalty with about 30 minutes to go, Paul Pogba said it as well. He said he had a little bit of fear in him. He thought, oh no, it's going to be one of them days. And we got that win. We got that 2-0 win. Now, a lot of people say it's only Leicester at home and all that. Leicester played well at the weekend. They're a very good side. They scored 3 goals against Arsenal. I know what you're going to say. But they scored 3 goals against Arsenal. They scored 2 goals against Brighton. They have goals in them. We managed to keep another clean sheet. And we got the win as well. And not only that, after we got the first goal, we didn't just sit back and think, all right, we've got 1-0 now. Let's see this out. We went on and got a second goal. And Marcus Rashford was involved in that as well. Which brings us on to the Rashford and Martial debate. Now, to the people that have been saying to me over the weekend, I had a comment sent through to my YouTube page while the match was in play saying, Adam, you're wrong about Martial. Are you taking the fucking piss? You watched 45 minutes and thought, Martial shouldn't be starting. In fact, Martial was very, very good that day. Yes, obviously, he didn't score. But he made the penalty, his cross, got the penalty for us. And he was dangerous throughout the game as well. I didn't like that he drifted very central quite a lot. I think he has to hold his line a little bit more out wide. But I think having Martial and Rashford battling it out for that left-hand side is good for us. Why are people getting into this either-or situation? Of course, we want Martial to start games. Of course, we want Rashford to start games. But they're 2 players that are very, very talented. 2 players that have great ability. And they're 2 players that can help each other, push each other on. If you've got them at this moment in time battling for a spot on that left-hand side, we know Rashford can play through the middle as well, and he will throughout the season. But when you've got Martial knowing that Rashford can come off the bench and score, Rashford knowing that Martial can come off the bench and score, that is what we need in this team. That is exactly what we need in this team. That competition for places. We need that in this side, and we've got that in this side. And not only that, when you saw Martial score at the weekend against Swansea, you saw Marcus Rashford, who had just been subbed off for him, celebrating that goal like it was his own. And not only you're going to say, oh yeah, he's celebrating a goal for Man United. Of course he is. It was 4-0 at that point. So the goal didn't even matter. We had already won the game. And Rashford was there cheering for his boy because he just scored. Martial was one of the first players to run over to Rashford. The team spirit here is great. You look at Ander Herrera, who hasn't got onto the team. And Jose Mourinho mentioned him as well. You know, getting the players going from the side. This team has a great spirit at the moment. And that's why it's such a feel-good factor at this minute in time at Manchester United. Now, we can't be expecting everything to go our own way. We've got a difficult game coming after the international break. Hopefully we pick up no injuries during the international break. But there's a feel-good factor back at Old Trafford now. And the players know it too. And that's why you've got this competition for places. Because players know this team's going somewhere. They want to play for this team. It would have been easy for Martial to throw his toys out of the pram after last season. But he wants to stay here. He wants to play with Paul Pogba, Rashford, these boys. So we've got a great mix at this moment in this team. And it's epitomised by that Martial Rashford competition, but also that friendship as well. Yes, they're competing with each other, but they're also big friends and they're also big teammates as well, and that comes first. And whilst you've got that mentality in the team is more successful for it. So I absolutely love that. We've got over 300 people in at the moment. Thank you all for joining us. And we are 75 subs from 40k. We also have over 100 likes as well, so thank you very much for hitting the like button. I'm going to dive back into your comments now. Robert says Adam for an Emmy. Go on then. Stoke away is never easy, says Ronan. Everyone's saying about Jasmine. What as Jasmine says? Ibrahimovic will kill the team spirit, says Jasmine. I totally disagree with that, mate. When you hear about the way Rashford talks about him, the way Lukaku, the way Pogba speak about him, Zlatan Ibrahimovic is good for this dressing room. Don't get it twisted from what you see in the press and what you see from him in front of a camera. When he's acting arrogant, that's the image he wants to portray. Yes, he is arrogant. He has a right to be arrogant. But he's also a big team player as well. And Jose Mourinho wouldn't keep a guy like that around. Come on, man. You can't have too much of a big ego next to Jose Mourinho. It would just be a clash. And for them two to get on and work together tells you he's doing something right. Team spirit looks good. David De Gea is also shaking hands with Pogba in Pogba style, says Gracie. I saw that at the weekend. It was pretty funny. They must rehearse these things, right? Because they can't just do it off the cuff. There is ego. Of course there's ego. Nothing like a Saturday night in Stoke, says Callum. Is it a late kickoff that day? Or an early kickoff? Can't remember. Jo says, never let Lukaku take another penalty. I could tell he was going to miss that, you know. I've never used it against him in the player ratings that we've done. I didn't use it against him at all, but I knew he shouldn't have took that penalty. I could just tell where he was going to hit it, and I just knew Kasper Schmeichel was going to save it. Kasper Schmeichel was having a good game, to be fair to him. And to be fair, he did encroach an awful lot as well. Really, it should have been retaken, as he was off his line by the time the kick was taken. But players miss penalties. Yeah, you just got to get used to it. My views on Gareth Bale getting booed during the Valencia game, says Ninad. Haven't Real Madrid fans booed Cristiano Ronaldo in the past? So I'm not that arsed by it. Oh yeah, it's a 5:30 kickoff against Stoke. Mickey behind the strikers in a 3-5-2. Asil says, I don't think he'd be behind the strikers. I think he'd be behind one striker. That's the way we've played a 3-5-2 in the past with Lukaku and Mkhitaryan up there. So I don't think we'd see Lukaku, Rashford and a Mkhitaryan up there. I don't think that would work at all. If you're going to see three people up there, it's more likely to be in a 4-2-3-1/4-3-3, isn't it? Mustafa says, I would have preferred Mata or Pogba taking the penalty, but we got the point. Come on, United. I'm back in his house. Sickhead Yardy is here. Mkhitaryan is more important than Rashford or Martial to this team, says Rahul. I don't know. I think you need a bit of both. I think Mkhitaryan's different, and he will create more goals for people. But I think Mkhitaryan needs the likes of Martial and Rashford opening up spaces for him, using their pace, using their legs, using their ability to stretch defences. That's when Mkhitaryan's better. He can't do that if there's a static front three in front of him or a front two or whatever. Mkhitaryan can't succeed if it's static, can he? So I think they need both each other as much as, you know. Yeah, you get my point. Callum says Lukaku's last 6 penalties were all bottom left and he missed 3 of them. I don't mind if a striker goes the same way every single time. Remember, Ruud van Nistelrooy always used to go the same way and keepers just couldn't save them. I think, you know, there's technique to taking a penalty and making sure the keeper doesn't save it. And I don't think that was used then. So, yeah. Martial or Rashford next game, says Elliot. Martial maybe. I'd go with Marshall. But that's because Rashford started 2 games. Let Martial get a run as well in the team, innit? You got to be fair to both players. When Martial came off the bench against West Ham and scored, did he start the next game straight away? He didn't. So it's not necessary that Jose will change it straight away, is it? Rashford to Barcelona? What the fuck are you smoking, Tamid? What are you talking about? Marcus Rashford's not going nowhere, you fools. Mandy, why do you keep saying, I am your nightmare? It's really confusing the fuck out of me. That was the name of someone's username. I'd like to see Martial on the left, Rashford on the right, Mickey in the middle. Then that would mean us playing a 4-2-3-1 and dropping, well, we play Mata there at the moment. It would mean dropping him, wouldn't it? So maybe. We can do that in some games. That's the beauty of having this squad. We've got such a big squad. We've got such a squad of players where we've got multiple options. Jesse Lingard come off the bench the other day and he's direct running, helped create the second goal. It was great running from Jesse Lingard. And the pass by Marcus Rashford was even better. It was a great pass. It was great move by the substitutes, Rashford to Lingard. Lingard running, patient, picking his pass. Fellaini tucking it in. He might have been marginally offside, but who the fuck cares? When Mata scored in the first half, he wasn't offside. So does it really matter? Do you know what I mean? Martial looks up for it this season, says Ankit. We should not drop Herrera, says Kanishk. Am I going to Stoke, says Mohammed. I'm just getting from holiday that day, so I don't think I'm going to be going out to that game. I'm going to Portugal on Friday, and I get back on that day of the Stoke game, so it's going to be a bit difficult for me. But I'll do some live stuff, maybe do a live watch along for you if you want, or do a live reaction straight after. I'll do some stuff like that. Our team looks like it will go through brick walls for Mourinho, says Paras, and I totally do agree with that. And Herrera has to play, says Ziad. I think he will play against Stoke City. I think the game against Stoke City is a game where Ander Herrera can really come in and make an effect and make an influence. I don't think we'll be able to go with the midfield three of Matic, Pogba and Mata against Stoke City. So I'd go with Matic, Pogba and Herrera. And like I said, guys, we've got a big squad. We've got a useful squad. We've got a quality squad. And that squad allows us to juggle teams and juggle players around. And that's just a squad depth we've got. We need to have a team that's battling for all positions in the side. And we have got that at this moment. SR Upadhyaya says, we want Sanchez. We shall need more Facebook soon, says Amir. Going to Portugal to speak to Ronaldo, says Sam. Maybe, just maybe. Jesse is intelligent off the ball, underrated, says Daniel. What a finish it was from Fellaini, slapping it in with his bell end. If we signed Alexis Sanchez, where would he fit in? It looked like he would play out on the left. Shiv says, shout out from California. Are these rumours about Bale true? I don't know, mate. I don't think so. Anyway, what do you guys think? Are the Bale rumours true? Do you guys get a feeling they're true? Stoke game would prove a great test. Can't wait for it. My beard is lit, says Jesse the Hitman. Sorry guys, I'm just reading your comments. Your comments are very good. Jerome, thank you for joining us here. 4-4-2 with Ibrahimovic. No, Mandy, I don't think we're going to play a 4-4-2 with Ibrahimovic. Anyway, guys, it's that time of the day where we move on to player ratings. There we have them. Right. What do you think? Can you see them? Can you see my player ratings, guys? Can you see my player ratings? They are the player ratings. David De Gea didn't have much to do, but what he had to do, he did it well. He gets an 8 from me. Bailly, 7.5. Jones, 8.5. He was my man of the match. Valencia 7.5, Blind 7.5, Matic 7, Mata 7, Pogba 8, Mickey 8, Martial 7.5, and Lukaku with a 7. The substitutes all came on and made a difference. And for that reason, Fellaini Lingard get a 7.5 and Rashford gets a 8. I thought it was a very, very solid performance by Manchester United at the weekend. That's why you can see a lot of 7s and a lot of 7.5s. The reason I gave De Gea an 8, made 4 stops on the day. I think that's the most saves he's had to make in a game this season. I think he made 1 or 2 in the first 2 games. So it was overworked, some would say, in that game against Leicester. But when he was used and when he was called into action, he looked good. And he made a fantastic save in the last couple of minutes to maintain his clean sheet record. Valencia's 7.5, usual reliable self. Bailly 7.5. He did well with Jamie Vardy. He did well coming out with the ball too. Phil Jones keeps impressing me this season so far. He's had 3 Premier League games on the bounce and he's been performing fantastically well. And he gets an 8.5 by me. It'd just be his luck to pick up an injury at this moment in time. So let's hope he doesn't do that. Blind gets a 7.5. Thought it was better from Blind. Blind had a disgraceful pre-season. I thought he was really, really poor in pre-season. But since the season started, he has switched on and he has been a lot better. Matic and Mata get a 7 each. Again, reliable, steady performances from them. In fact, I probably would have given Mata a little bit more of a rating. I forgot about the absolute nutmegs he done on the guy on the edge of the box before trying to loop it over the goalkeeper. That was out of this world. He also had a goal disallowed as well. So I've probably been a little bit unfair on Mata there. And I probably should have given him an 8, just like Pogba as well. So Pogba got an 8. I thought he was very influential in the game. Mkhitaryan, 8, got another assist. That's 5 assists in 3 games and a Premier League record for him now. Martial with a 7.5. Again, he was dangerous all day. He won us the penalty. Lukaku gets a 7. I would have given him, obviously, an 8 if he scored the penalty, got a goal. But I didn't reduce his rating because he missed the penalty. I'm not going to give anyone stick over missing penalties unless it's like a dreadful effort. Like, he tried to score, he didn't score it. It's that simple. People miss penalties. I thought his hold-up play was pretty good in the game as well. I thought his running was useful. He almost scored towards the end of the game when it was just deflected over the top. So I thought whilst he didn't score, he had a decent game. Rashford, 8. Obviously, Rashford come on and he was immense. Obviously scored the goal from the corner that he made with his running. And then, once the corner had come in to Marcus Rashford, he buried it. Had a little bit of luck in the save from Schmeichel, hitting it up into the net rather than over or out. And then after that, he had a hand in Fellaini's goal as well, where he picked out a superb pass for Jesse Lingard's run. And Jesse Lingard got through and found Fellaini. So Rashford obviously gets a better rating than the other 2 subs, but the other 2 subs did well as well. And I was totally happy with them. Guys, get hitting that like button, will you guys? And get hitting that subscribe button as well. Subscribe to youtube.com/Adam McKola and keep your player ratings coming in. So keep your player ratings coming in and get smashing that like button as well. They all get a 10 from me for digging in and getting the win, says Darren Sweetman. If we keep our back 4 selections consistent, we will win the league. We look so solid defensively, says Samir. Do you expect the signing in the next 5 days before the transfer window closes, says Ninard? I don't know. Lukaku was lucky that penalty didn't cost us 3 points, says Jay Solo. Of course he is, but mate, players miss penalties, man. Big up, I'm a new fan, says Jessica. Jessica, thank you very much for subscribing to youtube.com/Adam McKola, and thank you for getting involved as well. Whether you're new or old here on Adam McKola TV, I appreciate you all. Jose gets a 10, and Sika Jadi, I will add Jose Mourinho's rating in there for next time. So, guys, keep your ratings coming in. Keep your questions coming in as well. We are going to wrap this up very, very soon, but the longer you keep your questions coming in, the longer I will stay. So keep them coming through. If you're experiencing a lag, then you shouldn't be, because the stream is doing absolutely fine my end. So get refreshing the stream if it's causing you issues there. But yeah, buzzing at this moment in time as a Manchester United fan, headed into the transfer window. And when you look around at the Premier League, you look at Chelsea, they're looking stronger now. Good victory over Everton for them. A 2-0 win. Everton obviously had Europa League football, which didn't help them. You're looking at Manchester City, 7 points out of 9 for them. Fought right to the very end. A little bit fortunate in Raheem Sterling's goal, but you make your own luck. And they dug the 3 points out there. So Chelsea and Man City, obviously the teams that are going to challenge us all the way. But Liverpool have made a bright start. I think the longer the season goes on, Yes, they've signed Naby Keita, but he's not coming till 2018. It looks like Philippe Coutinho will still be on his way out, but it looks like Lamar could be going in. So their squad will pretty much be in the same position from Coutinho going out, Lamar coming in, unless they make a few other signings, unless they improve that defence. I think once Champions League football sets in, and once we get deeper into the season, I think the high press and high intensity game that Liverpool do play and their lack of a squad will come to affect them. When you look at Manchester City, they play the same high intensity kind of game, high pressing game, but they've got a squad as well. Liverpool don't have a squad. So you've got to look at Liverpool in terms of, yes, I think they'll get top 4, but I don't think they'll challenge all the way. So if Manchester United can keep at it, going at it, keep ticking off these games, keep picking up 3 points. Yes, we've got some tricky fixtures coming up. Stoke away, Everton at home. Before we go to Southampton, and then we've got Liverpool as well coming up soon. So we've got some difficult fixtures coming up as well. So we need to keep at it. We need to keep going and making sure we tick off these games and keep winning games. This time last season, we had won 3 out of 3 games, and look where we ended up. Now it's completely different. We haven't got Europa League football this season, but it just showed you that you have to still be a little bit cautious. We can't get too carried away. What happens to Anders Oluwafemi? I spoke about this a little bit earlier on today, and I think Ander Herrera will be absolutely fine at Manchester United. I don't think he will be complaining about lack of football when it comes to the end of the season. I think he will get enough game time here at Manchester United. Daniel says Valencia can't cross, it just blasts it. Ever since, remember that season where Rooney just scored a shitload of headers from Valencia crosses? Ever since then, he's forgot how to cross. Conte, are you listening? You better keep the trophy glistening. Valencia had a bad game, says Redwan. You think he had a bad game? Surprises me. Valencia is one of the best right backs, says Jessica. I agree with that. In the Premier League, anyway, I don't think he's the best in the world or anything like that. But I think in the Premier League, he is one of the better right backs that are available. I think he's a top quality player. And I'm glad he's at Manchester United. I'm totally glad he's at Manchester United. Absolute talent, supreme talent is Valencia at right back. And he's been talking about using his other foot these days as well, which is also very, very interesting. Tony V is going to get his left foot out, eh? Let's see what happens with that. He used up all his good crosses that season, says Andrew. Andres Pereira leaving on loan, says to Russia. That could happen. That could happen, but let's see yet. It's still a rumour at this moment in time. Valencia or a 40-year-old Beckham crossing, says Paras. If we could give Valencia's Beckham's right leg, that would be mint, wouldn't it? But yeah, guys, there you have it. I'm going to give you my player ratings again, just so you can see them and so you can get yours in the comments below. So get your player ratings in the comments below. They are mine. I'd probably say I've been a little bit harsh on Juan Mata. I love his little face. I don't know why I've been so harsh on him. But I think Juan Mata probably deserved an 8. But apart from that, I don't regret any of my decisions. And those are my player ratings. Guys, what I want from you lot as well is this Aftermath show. I want it to be interactive, and I want it to be, I want you guys to be able to send me things on Twitter and Facebook. I want to make this show interactive. So I don't want to just have my player ratings. I don't want to just go through what my thoughts on the game were. And I don't want to just answer a few of your questions. So what I want you to do is give me some suggestions for little segments I can add to this show. So we've got player ratings. Do you want a 5 things we learned? Do you want a, too good, too bad kind of thing? What kind of things do you want me to add to this Aftermath Live? Because if I get enough segments to this show, we can make it a longer show. So we can make it an hour show every Monday around this time, maybe 7 to 8 p.m. So let me know your thoughts on the Aftermath Live, how I can improve it. So not just having the player ratings pop up on screen, also having some other stuff as well. So keep getting involved. Keep it locked to Adam McKola TV. Keep liking, sharing and commenting. And get your comments under the video once it's been uploaded with your suggestions. And for now, guys, I have been Adam McKola. This has been Adam McKola TV. Get hitting that subscribe button. We're so close to 40k now. We're so close to get hitting that subscribe button. And for now, guys, I've been Adam McKola. I'm out of here.